I will show a demonstration of the finished product at the end. Alright guys, this is just gonna be not a full tutorial on the file setup, but I'm gonna go over the file and just what I have here. So to start with, my envelopes that I'm using are 4 3/8 inch by 5 3/4 inch. So the general rule of thumb is whatever you're putting in the envelope should be a 1/4 inch less in height and width than the size of the envelope itself. So because we're using wood, that's an 1/8 inch thick, that's going to take up another total 1/4 inch top and bottom and side to side. So we are going to go a 1/2 inch smaller than the size of our envelopes. So I have this set up right now at, I have this set up right now at 5 1/4 inches wide by just shy of 4 inches. So that is what the save the dates will cut as. All right, so the save the dates here, they're pretty basic. They look really pretty, but they're pretty basic. I have a swirly font. I do not actually remember what font this is. I have so many, I have already forgotten. This is just a filigree design that I stuck under the save the date. This is Oh Wonder. And this is the single line version of Oh Wonder. And this one is Tall and Handsome, another single line font. So I know they look kind of goofy when you're in here, but it's just because they're so small. They look like they're uneven, but the actual, you can get in here and look and see the actual path is even. It's just the stroke around it that makes it look uneven. So this is, everything in orange is scored. This is scored, this is scored, this is scored, and this is scored. The black is engraved. Now, one thing I will say on this swirly stuff, when you're engraving, I have problems every now and then where these little points here will, they're just not there, or when you sand, they disappear because it engraves it so light, or just misses the engrave completely. So to fix that, I actually just put, I duplicate the layer on top. So I'd go over, here, I'll show you. So I will show you how to do that with just new text, because I have that all grouped together. All right, so we'll say we were going to use this one. You do the create outlines, Pathfinder Unite, but then, well, this is a bad example, but to keep those thin lines from blowing out, you're going to take it and duplicate the layer. So now you have two layers sitting one right on top of the other. And you're just going to select one and then go over here and just change one of them to a score. So now it's going to score around the engrave as well. So that's all that is. The next thing is going to be the microchip engrave, or I'm sorry, the NFC chip engrave. So it's centered and you're going to put that on the back. So let me just move this real quick so you can see what I have there. I put the tap icon. This is like the tap to pay icon. It lets you know that you have to use your phone, really, to scan it. So tap to RSVP or to send regrets. Now, alternatively, you could do like dash or go to and type out the website, which on mine is theknot.com/catlovesdustin or something. I don't know. I'm already married to him, so it's not a real wedding. But then I put this right over where that is, and it's going to be engraved on the back side. So this, you'll do the front first, and then you'll flip this over, and then you'll engrave this on the back. To hide that, we made this, and I downloaded this, the main thing that I used here, which was this file, which I got on Design Bundles, I believe. So what I did was I used the direct select tool, grabbed the top half, and then just shift it down until it's the right height. When I did this, what I actually did was I took the pen tool and I split it. So you take all of that and then you use Pathfinder Divide, and that breaks it up into 2 separate pieces. And then I set it to the correct height, how I wanted it to be on next to my invitation. And then I brought this whole file in again and then did the direct select tool and just shrunk it down to match over, and then I deleted the other one, if that makes sense. No, don't save that. These here are, I also set it to score instead of fill. These here are just perforation. So these are single lines, but they're going to be perforated. They're just going to create little perforation lines to be folded around this. So this first line, this one, and this one are the 4 inches apart, because they need to match the height here. These are the thickness of my wood apart, which I think was 0.113. So the distance between these 2 lines is 0.113. And then I have it just lower than this because I want to make sure that I don't want it folding right on this line. I want to have a little bit below so that it folds over and it's all together. So this is, the middle lines are the height of your wood, the top lines are the thickness of your wood, and then the whole purpose of this, you'll use this and you'll glue this down or use 3M. I don't have 3M on me, so I'll be using probably Mod Podge. But you'll use this to cover the NFC chip on the back side, and it looks pretty too. So I don't have the settings to cut paper offhand. It changes, the settings change depending on the weight of your cardstock anyway. But I would probably use a colored cardstock, and a heavy duty one. This I cut out of my 1/8 inch wood. So that's all I have for this though.